Hi. We just finished meeting for pronunciation practice on Monday, October 18th. And we had some really interesting words, and I had to look a lot of things up tonight. So I hope I keep pronouncing them the way that I looked them up and found out. So, first one is one that comes up a lot, rural. So it really involves putting your tongue in the R position right away for the first R. Curl your tongue tip back, not too far back, but if you make a T, just pull it down from the behind the top teeth. So hold your tongue in the R position and make the R noise. Just make noise while you're holding your tongue in the R position. And then going from the R to the L will make the roll. Rural, rural. This roll is the same as world. So it's almost like world, but you're starting with an R instead of a W. Rural. And that means outside the city. And city is urban. And also outside the city is suburb. So urban is city. Suburb is just outside the city with more maybe housing than big businesses. And then rural is further out, if that helps. Tim. The vowel is I, like im. So if your tongue is too high, it will sound like team. So team, what team are you on? T is very high. Tim is a little lower. Team, Tim. Team, Tim. It's like eat, it. So I put team here to remind you that if your tongue's too high, it'll sound like team. Keep it a little little lower, and it'll sound like Tim. 13, 13, dun dun, 13. And it doesn't always have to have stress on the teen. If you were counting, you definitely wouldn't say 13, 14, 15. What's changing is what's important. 13, 14, 15. If you were talking about a quantity of something, it's $13. Then it would be on the $13. It's 13 pounds. It's anything else. If it's time, then you do stress the teen. It's 6:13. Um, and that's different than if it was 30. The stress is going to stay on the always. It's $30. It's 30 pounds. It's 6:30. That's not going to change and change to 30. Will always be on the and the T changes to a D. Module. The jewel, when you're rounding your lips and then unrounding for the L, it can make a ool, jewel. So you can make it a little more exaggerated, module, or a little shorter, module. Both are fine. The stressed vowel is ah, ma. Wednesday. Forget about the D and the N. It's just, and the S because it's Wednesday. Same Z as Thursday. Need a good Z in there. Ignited, ignited. Ongoing, ongoing, ongoing. Exhaustion, exhaustion. I do have kind of an S there. Exhaustion, exhaustion. I'm going to put an S. Exhaustion. So here, stop. Exhaustion. And if it was adjective, past tense, I was exhausted. I did put an S here. Wonder why. Exhausted. Okay. Accessed. Now, the dictionary said accessed. I don't know why it had an I. I went ahead and put an A. Accessed. But accessed. And somebody asked about assess. The A now changes to an assess, like assessment. Relaxation, relaxation. And 13, 14, 15. 13 is warm. So after you make your M, you have to open your lips more to make the tongue come out between the teeth for the TH and keep the airflow going. Warmth, warmth. It looks like an A, but it sounds like an O. In this case, I know this looks like worm now, but it's OR the way that it sounds, or warmth. And if it was just the adjective, warm, it's just OR, warm. If it's the little animal, it's worm. It looks like an OR and sounds like an ER. Worm. Warmth, warm, worm. Seems like we do that one a lot. Condemnation, condemnation. Outweighed. I'm not really pronouncing the T like outweighed or the D. I put my tongue in the T position and hold it there. So you do have to say it, even if you don't hear it. Because if I left it out completely, outweighed, it would be weird because I would notice something was different. So you do have to put your tongue in the T position out, hold it a little bit, weighed, and hold the D. You wouldn't hear the final D unless there was a word after it with a vowel, like outweighed our decision, outweighed our. And the way here is weigh, sounds exactly like weigh. Like weight sounds the same as weight. Froze. This is the O, American O, froze. Indigenous, indigenous, Indigenous Peoples Day. Extraordinary, extraordinary. Contemplativeness, contemplativeness. And we didn't get to these, so I will put these on for next Monday. And the ones we did, I added because we were talking about the OUS at the end, sounding like is. Homogeneous, homogeneous. Or, apparently, it's okay, homogeneous. Heterogeneous, heterogeneous. And generous. All of these OUSs are sounding like is. So we took a few detours. We didn't get through very many words, but these were complicated words and longer words and unusual. So I'm really glad we spent time and you guys had really good questions. Questions I couldn't always answer, but I will look them up because I'm also curious. So thank you for coming and asking good questions and challenging me. And I always learn more vocabulary than I ever did in my life by doing these meetups. And I hope it's helpful for you too. Thanks.